This episode of Switchcraft is brought to you by Pierre-Luc. Support Switchcraft and my other content for as little as $1 and get exclusive rewards at patreon.com/runjumpstomp. Link31254, thank you for the 100 bits. Every bit counts, man. I appreciate it. We'll go ahead and name that. Oof, I'm hitting the mic. There we go. That should be a little bit better. Patron. And let's go ahead and save project as. We'll call it SC173. Save. Back to the beginning. Episode 173 of Switchcraft is brought to you by Audible. Get a free book and directly support the stream by checking out Audible. They have thousands of books from every genre. You're definitely going to find something you like. Just head on over to runjumpstomp.com/audible and get your free book today. Sponsor. I think I hear him. Is that you, buddy? All right. Come on up real quick. I'm going to put the music back on. And I will be right back. All right, I am back. Thank you for your patience, everybody. Shut off the music there. It bugs me a bit too, Vaxer. What?
I want to be a fuzzy popsicle.
All right, get out.
When I grow up.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, I know. I can't get them to be red and blue. I don't know how to do it, and it's too much work. Too much work right now. So we'll figure that out. It doesn't matter. He was just being a goofball. Switchcraft is recorded live 3 times a week on Tuesday and Thursday at 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern and on Saturday at whatever time I can get to it. Tune in live at twitch.tv/runjumpstomp. Now, if you've been listening for a while, this is usually the part where I shout out all of the people who listen to the show live. And I've decided to move that to the end instead of the beginning because sometimes people don't make it in at the very beginning, and I still appreciate the fact that they showed up. Plus, it will get us to the new stuff faster. So this is the last time that I'm going to mention that. But from now on, at the end of the show, I'm going to thank the live chatters because they make the show so much better than it would be otherwise. Okay, that being said, we've got some feedback from you guys today, so let's get into the feedback and then the news. Live, save. All right. Okay, I got a couple of emails. All right, so I got a couple of emails about last time I asked what are some genres that you guys feel is lacking on the Switch, something that you think is underrepresented here on the Nintendo Switch. And a lot of people, well, a few people sent me messages about that. So let's take a look at what people said. I got an email here, and dang it, if I didn't clip out the name of the person. So I screwed up and I've deleted the person's name by accident, but you know who you are. They said, "Hey Bill, one genre I think is the Switch is missing is stealth games like Metal Gear, Splinter Cell, or Thief. I've always enjoyed games where the focus is to avoid detection and take out enemies non-lethally." Warren. Oh, okay. So I did write down that person's name. There we go. They said, also a side question. My wife and I occasionally upload songs we record to YouTube. Just a simple setup, my acoustic guitar and our voices recorded on a phone. Lately, we have been discussing getting better equipment or software to improve the sound quality. We are on a very tight budget, though. Do you have any suggestions for mics or recording/editing software? Thanks, and keep up the great work week to week. By the way, my favorite part of your shows is the little audio breaks when you throw in a random game-related music or sound effect. My daughter is 3, and she is well aware of Link exclaiming, "Excuse me, princess." If she is around when I listen to your podcast, she laughs and repeats it when you play the clip. All right, so thank you very much, Warren, for the email. In order to answer your question about sound equipment, I don't know a lot about sound equipment. I looked at what podcasters that I admired were using, and I said, okay, well, that's what I want. So people like Tom Merritt, they used the Heil PR40, so I used the Heil PR40. It was a big investment. It is not something that you can get on a cheap budget. That being said, I don't know if recording the spoken word and like singing and music requires different types of microphones. So I'm not going to answer that question. But what I will do in order to explain something is I want to make sure that I always worry when somebody says we've got a really tight budget, because here's what you're going to do. You're going to spend X number of dollars now on something that inevitably you're not going to be extremely happy with. My first microphone was the Samson Meteor mic, and it's sitting on the shelf behind me. If you're watching the YouTube video, you can see it right there. I'm pointing to it. And it was an okay mic. It didn't sound nearly as good as this one, but it was about $40, maybe $50, something like that. So when I had that, I was pretty okay with the sound, but I was never really happy with the sound. And buying that, you know, honestly, I don't think it was much better than the microphone that I already had. But I was convinced that I needed to buy something now. So what I would suggest is, rather than spend a little bit of money on something that you will only end up replacing later, what I would suggest instead is take the money, whatever it is that you have budgeted for equipment, and just take that and set it aside so that you can get to it later. And keep doing that, and eventually you'll be able to afford the good stuff. And once you get the good stuff, you'll be really, really happy with it. Now, just because I say I've got the Heil PR40, it doesn't mean that you should get that. Do some research, find out what works best for singing and music recording, and check that out. But don't cheap out on buying the equipment that you're just going to replace later. Just don't buy it yet. Just wait until you can afford something more expensive. That's my advice to you. Now, chat is saying, where is that "Excuse Me, Princess" from? That's actually from the Legend of Zelda cartoon from the 1980s. It was horrible and awesome at the same time. I got another email. This email is from And, well, maybe I cut this one off too. I can't tell. They said, "Hey, Bill, hope you are well. On the last episode of Switchcraft, you asked what genre of games are uncommon on the Switch. I would like to see more arcade racers like Ridge Racer and Burnout. And honestly, I don't think there are any games like that. All we have is Mario Kart, Mantis Racing, which is like a top-down kind of thing, an F-Zero ripoff. I can't remember the name of it. It was okay. But none of those really felt like Ridge Racer or Burnout. So I think you're right. We are missing out on an arcade racer for the Switch, unless there's something that I don't remember. They also said that also we would like to see more asynchronous titles. I know in this age of online gaming they can seem old-fashioned, but I do like getting a notification that it's my turn, and you take your own time to take your turn, then you send your turn and somebody else gets their notification. They take the turn when they get around to it. For me, I totally agree as far as asynchronous games, and a game that I think is already on the Switch that would be perfect for asynchronous play is Mario plus Rabbids. That could really, really benefit from asynchronous play, where I could be in 3 or 4 different matches with my various teams, and I get a notification on my hell, they could even give me the notification on my phone through the Nintendo Switch Online app. Hey, it's your turn to take a turn on Mario plus Rabbids. I put the game in, I turn it on, I take my move, I send my move, and then I wait. And when the other person gets around to it, then they send the move back. I am a big fan of this type of gameplay, and there's very, very little of it outside of the mobile space. And I understand why. The mobile space, you always have your device with you, so you can quickly do whatever it is, the move that you were going to do next. And I've had a lot of fun in the past playing games like that, but I would love to be able to play games like that on my Switch. And if you can think of another one that would work for that, I think that that would be wonderful. On our Discord, Pudding had said that they were responding to what Bravd wanted, more point-and-click adventures games. Pudding said that Siberia 1, 2, and 3 are all point-and-click adventures games. 1 and 2 are already on the Switch, apparently, and the third one is coming. And then they said that they wanted tactical games, that they think that they are underrepresented on the Switch. Thank God for Banner, Saga, and Battle Chasers. Although I don't personally think of Battle Chasers as a tactical game. That's really more of a JRPG, in my opinion, although I could be wrong. Just from what I've seen of it. But Banner Saga is definitely a top-down tactical style game, and it's a lot of fun too. And if you're looking for a tactical game, Nintendo has told us that we should be expecting a Fire Emblem this year, and of course we have Mario plus Rabbids on the Switch already. So I'm not going to say that it's not an underrepresented, but there's definitely some stuff out there for us to start with. All right, if you want to interact with the show, first off, you can do so live at twitch.tv/runjumpstomp. You can join our Discord like Pudding did. That's at runjumpstomp.com/Discord. I think I might have said that one twice, but I'm not sure now. You can call and leave a voicemail at 260-RUN-JUMP. That's 260-786-5867. And you can email me, runjumpstomp@gmail.com. And of course, get a hold of me on Twitter at runjumpstomp. Actually, I think I'm going to take that stuff, the ways that you can get a hold of me on the show, and I'm going to move that to the end of the show. So we'll call this feedback. I'm going to turn this down while I blow my nose. All right, I'm back. Oh, it's probably both. The combat is tactical, but I meant the overworld is more RPG. You know what? I don't have a water up here. Yes, I do. All right. Speaking of tactical games, Sega has announced that Valkyria Chronicles will be coming to the Nintendo Switch this fall, and it's going to be on the eShop for 2,000 yen, which I think is $20. Now, if you didn't know what I'm talking about, it is a tactical game, but this is Valkyria Chronicles 1. In addition, Valkyria Chronicles 4 is also going to be coming to the Nintendo Switch. However, it was delayed. I think it was planned to be released in summer, and now it's going to be moved to fall. And it's also going to include a reduced price purchase coupon download code. That's really a clumsy way to say that. So you will be able to get Valkyria Chronicles for 500 yen. That's $5. So if you buy Valkyria Chronicles 4 when it comes out, you will also be able to buy Valkyria Chronicles 1 for $5, which is a pretty great deal. I played Valkyria Chronicles 1 on Steam, and I think it's a really good game. I never finished it, and I am going to buy it again. Even though I already have it once, I'm definitely going to buy it again. I think that, and I've talked about this on the show before, or maybe on my YouTube channel, but I really like the art style, and I feel like the art style lends itself very well to a machine that is a little low on power. And the reason for that is because it's these cel-shaded graphics, and even though Valkyria Chronicles 1 is years and years old, it still looks really good by today's standards because of the art style that they chose. So if you're looking for tactical games, Valkyria Chronicles 4 and 1 are coming to the Switch this year. I don't know about 2 or 3. I would like to see those games come so we can have the full set on Nintendo Switch, but who knows if that's going to happen or not. Valk. Save. Do you think Switch should keep EA or stay away from EA? Mr. Dale the Gamer. You know, I don't think that Nintendo should say we don't want EA on our platform. I think that Nintendo should welcome any developer that wants to make quality content on their platform. If I say it's not up to Nintendo, that's not really true, because Nintendo could say, well, we don't want your stuff. But I don't think Nintendo would ever do that, especially with a giant publisher like EA. And you also have to remember that where EA is pretty much reviled by most gamers, some of the games that they make are pretty good. And one example that I have for you is Star Wars Battlefront 2. A lot of people hate that game, and they've probably never played it, even though they hate it. That game is really good, and DICE is the actual developers. EA is just the publisher. DICE did a fantastic job making a game, and EA they screwed it up with the microtransactions. Now, all the blowback that EA got from doing those microtransactions, well, EA says that they've learned from that, and they are now bringing the microtransactions back to Star Wars Battlefront after disabling them at launch, and it's only for cosmetic stuff. So it's only things to make your characters look a little bit different. So, for example, right now in the game, you can have regular Han Solo, and you can also have Han Solo from Hoth. Well, one of the microtransactions will be that you can unlock Han Solo from Return of the Jedi, you know, the forest one, the Endor Han Solo, where he's wearing like the camouflage and stuff. And that doesn't affect the game at all. And in fact, these star cards that they had, they completely have made it so that those don't have anything to do with microtransactions, and it's just stuff that you earn through the gameplay now. And I think that that's really good. And so as you level up in the game, you unlock these cards, which then you can apply to your character in order to change the way that they play. And I never really had a problem with that. I just had a problem with the fact that the star cards were in loot boxes, which I don't like. They've fixed that, and EA has come out and they said, look, we've learned from the Star Wars mistake. We're not going to do that again. So rest assured that our future games will not be so microtransaction driven, or well, I guess a better way to say it is that the microtransactions that they have in those future games will not be stuff that influences gameplay. And I think that's a great way to do it. Crazy Legs, welcome to the Secret Squadron. Thank you so much for your Prime subscription. I appreciate it, man. I'm not going to switch hats right now. I like this hat. So thank you so much. I appreciate it. Hopefully that answers your question. Oh gosh, who was that? It was somebody new. Mr. Dale the Gamer. Hopefully I've answered your question. If EA wants to put a game on the Switch, I don't think Nintendo should say no. I think that Nintendo should welcome them, and hopefully EA will make stuff that is pretty great. For the most part, I don't think that they will, but they did a great, well, DICE did a great job on Star Wars, I guess is what I have to say. And I'm really excited for the update that's coming soon where you get to fight stormtroopers versus Ewoks. I can't wait to play that. Thanks again, Crazy Legs. I appreciate it, man. All right, let's record the next segment. See, that was just for live viewers and YouTube viewers. If like that's not, that whole section, that's not going in the show. Mr. Dale, of course, and I'm glad I met you because you explain your answers and such. Oh, well, I'm happy that my explanation made sense, because sometimes things that make sense in our heads don't make sense to other people. Are you guys ready for some stability? I hope that you're ready for some stability, because Nintendo Switch has been updated to 5.0.2, and it is all about that stability. In addition, they actually did give us a little tiny bit of information about what they've done with the latest patch. They have resolved an issue that caused motion controls to respond incorrectly when playing games that use the feature. They also resolved an issue that caused user icons for recommended friends not to display correctly. Now, I don't know anything about these two issues. I've never seen them, or maybe if I did see them, I just didn't notice them. But sure, Nintendo updated to 5.0.2. Hooray. Still no cloud saves. Come on, man. There we go. That was a short one. Save. You are special, Bravd. All right. Well, I talked about this a long time ago, and let me start that over. I talked about this a long time ago, and it's coming now, and that is the NVIDIA Shield is coming to China, and it's going to contain Nintendo Wii games as well as GameCube games that will be on. Oh my gosh, hold on. Come in. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. We had an issue with a couple of, I don't know if they were wasps or hornets or something, but they were flying around inside the house, and my son was a little nervous about that, so I had to go take care of them. Oh, I had a thing on the door. All right. What was I talking about? Oh, okay. Well, I talked about this before on the show, and that's that not Nintendo, NVIDIA Shield, which for those of you that don't know, NVIDIA made the chipset, the Tegra chipset that's in the Nintendo Switch. Well, NVIDIA Shield is launching a system that's only available in China, or at least I think it's only available in China. And it comes with packed in Nintendo Wii and GameCube games. And there's a YouTube video in order to showcase the games that are available on this platform. Now, a lot of people are probably thinking, well, that's really weird that Nintendo would allow their games to be on some third-party platform. It's actually not unheard of in China because Nintendo, they usually partner with a third party, and I actually can't remember the name of the third party, which actually has eventually became a wholly owned subsidiary of Nintendo. But they usually party with a third party manufacturer in order to make hardware to sell in China because China has different rules. Why am I talking about this now? Well, you know, you never know. Maybe somebody's in China and they're going to pick up this NVIDIA Shield thing. And maybe if you pick up one of these things, you'd let me know how the games play on it. But the other reason I'm talking about this is because I think this makes a good case for the idea that in the future we could get these games, these GameCube and Wii titles, as downloadable games for the Nintendo Switch, because if the NVIDIA Shield, which is running basically the same the same hardware as the Switch because it's made by the same company, if it can handle these Wii and GameCube games, then I'm sure that the Switch could handle them as well. And I don't know if that means virtual console stuff or if that means something that is going to something to be named later. Or maybe they'll just sell them like not under any kind of moniker, and they'll just say, well, here's Twilight Princess. You want to download it? There you go. Here's Skyward Sword. And the Switch is the platform to do that kind of thing on, I think. So I think that this just makes some good sense that we should be seeing these games at some point on the Nintendo Switch. I hope I'm not wrong, but there's always a good chance. Last thing that I want to mention is if you watch the video for this, man, that controller looks uncomfortable. It's all like sharp angles and bumpy stuff. It looks really uncomfortable to hold. But make sure that you check out that link so you can see what these games are going to look like on the Nintendo Switch if they do come. All right, so we'll call that Shield. Save. Yeah, everything's good now. They need to use this music in Darkest Dungeon. Zircon? I actually didn't have the music turned on, so I don't know how it sounded. All right. I'm going to move the Pocket Rumble thing towards the end. Well, actually, let's see how long we have already. So I'll go tracks, align tracks end to end. We're already at 16 minutes. So let's see. What do I want to talk about here? I'm going to talk about Mario Tennis next. All right, I am really excited for not necessarily the next story, but the game that the next story is about, and that is Mario Tennis Aces. It's coming out this summer. I've already pre-ordered it, and Nintendo has earlier today they unveiled just what categories some of the characters are in. So first off, they started with power characters, and no big surprise here. That includes Wario, Bowser, Donkey Kong, and Chain Chomp. Those are the power characters. It doesn't say much about what that means, but it shows that the characters are in different categories, I guess. So those four characters are part of the power category. The next category was defensive characters, and that includes Waluigi as well as Bowser Jr. I guess I didn't even realize that Bowser Jr. was in the game, but when you play as Bowser Jr., he is sitting in the little the little clown car, like this miniature version of the clown car that if you have ever played Super Mario World on the Super Nintendo, at the end Bowser was like flying around in this clown car. Spoilers, I guess. And in Smash Brothers, Bowser Jr. is in that little clown car as part of his moveset, which is really cool. So he is also in the little clown car in Mario Tennis Aces, and it even shows like a really long robotic arm is holding the tennis racket, and I think that that's cool. But those are the defensive characters, Waluigi and Bowser Jr. And the other two categories, if it's limited to four categories, which I think it will be. But the other two categories that they mentioned are Tricky and Speedy. And they didn't say which characters were going to be part of which group. So I really don't know. I would say definitely Mario feels to me like he's part of the Speedy category. And I don't know about anybody else where they're going to fall. But so we've got Power, Defensive, Tricky, and Speedy. Do you think that those are all of the categories that we'll get, or are they going to have other categories as well? And I really like the depth that this game seems to have. Just by watching that Nintendo Direct, where they spent a good, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes talking about Mario Tennis Aces, and I felt like they were showing off that the game has a lot of depth. And what I'm hoping to happen is if the game comes out and the game is awesome, which I really think it's going to be, and I'll tell you what, we're going to be having like some Run Jump Stomp or Switchcraft tournaments and stuff. So make sure that you join that Discord so that you can be part of that when that game comes out. But we're going to be having some tournaments and stuff. But if the game's awesome, I'd like them to be bringing more characters to Mario Tennis Aces. Maybe Birdo, or maybe the Bowser kids, or maybe Magic Koopa. All that stuff would be really cool to change up the meta. The way that like whenever you're playing Overwatch and they add a new character, it completely changes the way that the game is played. And I would like to see that happen for Mario Tennis in that same way. Tennis. All right, what else we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 4. Okay. I'm just gonna do these 4 as because I don't have much to say about these next 4 stories. That's just that I wanted to let people know. So I'm gonna put those in a lightning round. So the next 4 stories, I don't have much to say about them. So I'm going to take all 4 of them and kind of put them into a lightning round. The first one was that Pocket Rumble was actually playable on the Nintendo Switch at EGX Rezzed, which was the European Gaming Expo in London. That's cool. I mean, did they miss the boat? The game was supposed to come out last spring, and it got delayed, and then the developer really didn't say a whole lot about it. So we've been waiting to hear more about it, and now apparently it's playable on the Switch at EGX Rezzed. That surprises me. It really surprises me. The next story is that Nintendo Magazine has been talking about upcoming Pokemon games, and you know, it's not in English, so I'm not sure exactly what it says, but it does confirm that the Pokemon game for the Nintendo Switch will be the Gen 8 Pokemon. So we will be seeing new Pokemon. Now, what does this mean? It means that they are not remaking Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. It is a game on its own, at least if I understand, because I think Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon is Gen 7. So this will be Gen 8, and that's a good thing. It's not a remake of a game that they've already done. Here's something that's, well, I think is good, but also disappointing at the same time. Bandai Namco have posted the following on Twitter. They said the Nintendo Switch version of Dark Souls Remastered will be pushed back to summer 2018, as well as Salore of Astoria Amiibo. We apologize for the delay, but rest assured, the extra time will be used to improve your journey to Lordaeron. So that sucks, but you know, a game delayed could be good, and a rushed game will be forever bad. Finally, the last story that I want to talk about is that NBA Playgrounds 2 is confirmed for the Switch. This is from Saber Interactive, and this is a huge surprise to me. I heard horrible things about NBA Playgrounds 1, and I am very surprised that they are moving forward with a second one already. Hopefully they've learned their lesson, and we'll find out. All right. I have to make a quick phone call. Oh my God. Today is not the day to record a podcast, apparently. So many things going on. Mr. Dale, what would 3 shows on TV, like growing up as a kid, you liked that you would like them to turn into games for the Switch? That's easy. Gummy Bears. I would like to see a Gummy Bears game. I loved Disney's Gummy Bears. Transformers. That's easy. You could do a Transformers game. And then a show that I watched when I was a kid. He-Man. No, Thundercats. Thundercats. So there you go. Three shows that, no, not Care Bears, Gummy Bears. Bouncing here and there and everywhere. High Adventure, that is beyond compare. They are the Gummy Bears. All right. Name. We'll call that lightning round. I know you know, Vaxxer. I was just having a little Sesame Street bowling. Sesame Street bowling. No Sesame Street. I think I came up with some pretty good ones. Maybe Silverhawks. Like, remember that cartoon? It's funny, after work yesterday, there's a guy at work, and he was talking about he and his wife were driving somewhere, and he was playing TV music theme songs on his phone so that she could guess what show it was from, and he decided to like quiz me on it, and I knew almost all of them. Like there were some where he'd go, all right, I'm just gonna play a little tiny bit of it, and we'll see if you can get it. And he's like, bam, bam, like 1 second, and I was like, bam, I got it. It was this, or it was that, or WKRP. You know what? I don't know Dino Riders. All right. Okay, everybody. I have a favor to ask everyone out there. This is really, really important to the show. I am looking to try and get some different advertisers on the show, and I want to make sure that that you guys understand that any ads that I do run on the show will always be quick and to the point like they are now. They'll be quick to the point and we will move on from them. And it will always be for products or services that I either use or have tested or think that you would like to hear about. It'll never be for, Clorox wipes or nonsense like that. You know what I mean? But in order to get those advertisers, what I need is I need a little bit of demographics information so that I can sell my show to the advertisers, because they want to know who's listening to the show. So I made a survey. It's a quick and anonymous survey that you guys could fill out. And I would really like your feedback on this. It's just, like I said, it's for demographics purposes. It's information that I need in order to get in touch with advertisers. And I really appreciate it. It shouldn't take more than about 5 minutes. Already some people, like I dropped it in the Discord and some people have already filled it out. But if you want to do the quick link to it, I've forgotten what the quick link is. Let me look real quick. Let's scroll up. Where is it? Where is it? I think it was... Well, I could just type it in, I think. I think it's runjumpstomp.com. There we go. Thank you, Vaxxer. The link to it is in the show notes, but if you are just listening and you want to type it in right now, you just go to runjumpstomp.com/survey 2018. That's 2018. So again, runjumpstomp.com/survey 2018. And you fill out that anonymous survey, and it would really, really help out the show if you could do that. 5 minutes of your time, huge, huge help. That's all the time that we have for today. Thank you very much for being here while I record the show. If you guys did not know, the live streams are usually a good bit longer than the audio podcast. We tend to get sidetracked. I had to kill a bee today. But we tend to get sidetracked talking about other stuff that isn't included. So if you want to check out the live show, go to runjumpstomp.com/ No, that's not true. Go to twitch.tv/runjumpstomp, or you can catch the videos on my YouTube channel at youtube.com/runjumpstomp. But the show just would not be the same without the chatters. I really, really appreciate the live chatters for coming and hanging out with me. And so right now I'm going to go ahead and thank them after I bring up a list of them. There we go. So we've got Vaxxer is here, Awate86, Aerslia, Legitteral, I don't know how to say that, Link31254, Mr. Dale the Gamer, Pudding, Super 80s, TF Wagner, and of course the lurkers. I appreciate you guys for hanging out with me. Again, that's twitch.tv/runjumpstomp. We do that every Tuesday and Thursday at 3 p.m. and on Saturdays when I can get to it. Finally, if you're looking for ways to support my content, you can head over to runjumpstomp.com/thank-you. All the links there will help me create more content, and big thanks to everybody who's already supported. For instance, today, in the middle of the podcast, Crazy Legs 15 subscribed using Twitch Prime. It's a big help. I appreciate it. All right, I am out of here. Make sure that you check out Tom Winter and Note Block, because their music is on the podcast and you guys get to hear it, and it's awesome. And I'm out of here. I will see you guys on Thursday. Again, one more time for that survey, it's runjumpstomp.com/survey 2018. All right, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. There we go. Super 80s already took it. It's quick.